Hello, my friend. Welcome to Awakening Dharma Tales. Are you feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or weighed down by everything around you? If so, I invite you to stay with me. Take a deep breath and listen as I share some simple yet powerful tips to help you find peace and balance in the middle of life's chaos. In today's episode, the secret meaning behind everything happens for a reason, revealed in 4 steps, we'll explore ways to bring more clarity and calm into your daily routine. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss out on more inspiring content coming your way.
Have you ever noticed how life sometimes takes us down paths we never expected? One moment, everything feels stable, and the next, we lose something important, face a crisis, or feel like everything is falling apart. In those moments, it's so easy to ask ourselves, why is this happening to me? But what if we looked at it differently? What if every challenge, every mistake, and every loss wasn't just random suffering, but part of something much bigger? Something that's shaping us in ways we can't yet see. Buddhism teaches us that nothing is truly random. Every single experience, no matter how painful or confusing, carries a lesson that helps us grow. Think back for a moment. Can you remember a time in your life when something you thought was the worst thing actually led to something better? Maybe losing a job pushed you toward a new meaningful career. Maybe a breakup taught you the value of self-love. These experiences don't just break us, they transform us. In this video, we're going to explore how to trust life, how to accept suffering without being crushed by it, and how to turn every obstacle into an opportunity for growth. Pain is something we all share. No matter who we are, life brings us loss, failure, and disappointment. It's part of being human. But here's the key question. What do we do with that pain? Most of us see suffering as something unfair, almost like a punishment. But Buddhism invites us to look at it differently. Suffering, it says, isn't here to punish us, it's here to teach us. The Buddha himself taught that suffering is inevitable, but unnecessary suffering is a choice. What does that mean? It means the pain itself may be unavoidable, but how long we hold on to it, that's up to us. When we cling to our pain, we only make it heavier. But when we step back and see it for what it is, we can discover the wisdom hidden inside it. There's a classic story that illustrates this truth. A master once told his student to place a handful of salt in a glass of water and drink it. The student grimaced. It was bitter. Then the master told him to throw the same salt into a lake and drink again. This time, the water tasted pure. The salt didn't change. What changed was the container. Suffering is like that. It's not the pain itself, but the space we give it in our lives that determines how bitter it feels. Think about it. How many times has a crisis turned out to be a blessing in disguise? Losing a job that pushed you toward a more meaningful career? A breakup that taught you the value of self-love? A painful challenge that opened your eyes to a new way of living?
Suffering will always visit us, but if we allow it, it can become our greatest teacher, showing us strength, clarity, and truths we might never have discovered otherwise. Most of us love comfort. We want life to feel safe, predictable, and under control. But here's the truth. Comfort rarely changes us. In fact, it often keeps us stuck in the same patterns. Chaos, on the other hand, the disruption, the confusion, the moments when everything seems to fall apart, that's what actually pushes us to grow. Without chaos, there is no transformation. Think of a seed buried deep in the soil. In order for that seed to grow into a tree, it first has to break apart. What looks like destruction is actually the beginning of new life. Or consider the butterfly. Before it can take flight, it has to struggle its way out of the cocoon. That struggle strengthens its wings. If someone tried to help by cutting the cocoon open, the butterfly would never be strong enough to fly. The struggle is not the obstacle, it's the preparation. Life works the same way. The challenges you face, the resistance you feel, are not here to destroy you. They are here to build you. Every crisis carries the potential to awaken resilience, sharpen your skills, and deepen your awareness of who you really are. So instead of asking, "Why me? Why is this happening?" try shifting the question to, "What change is this chaos bringing into my life?" You may find that what once felt like a breakdown is actually a breakthrough in disguise. When you embrace chaos as a necessary part of transformation, you stop fearing it and start seeing it for what it really is, a force that pushes you to become more than you were before. Have you ever noticed that nothing in nature seems random? The seasons change without being told. Rivers carve their paths without hesitation, and trees grow without rushing or resisting. There's a natural rhythm to it all, a perfect flow. In Buddhism, this is called Dharma, the invisible order that guides life. But here's where it gets tricky. As humans, we often resist this flow. We want things to happen faster, or we cling to people and situations long after they're meant to leave. It's like trying to swim against a powerful current. There's a story of a man caught in a storm at sea. He fought desperately against the waves and nearly drowned. But the moment he stopped resisting and allowed the current to carry him, the ocean led him safely back to shore. Life works the same way. Dharma reminds us that nothing is an accident. If something leaves your life, it's because it no longer serves your growth. If something you're waiting for is delayed, it's not rejection, it's simply not the right time yet. Everything unfolds exactly when it's meant to. Think about it. How many times have you looked back at a disappointment only to realize it was a blessing in disguise? A closed door often directs you to the one that was truly meant for you. When we trust this invisible order, we free ourselves from constant anxiety and frustration. Instead of asking, "Why is this not happening yet?" we learn to trust that life's timing is always perfect, even when we don't understand it in the moment. And in that trust, we find peace.
From the time we were children, most of us were taught that if we plan hard enough, work hard enough, and push hard enough, we can control the outcome of our lives. It sounds empowering, doesn't it? But here's the truth. Control is, in many ways, an illusion. Life has its own rhythm, and it doesn't always bend to our plans. There's an old story about a king who wanted to command a river to stop flowing. Of course, no matter how powerful he was, the river kept moving. In the end, he realized that the river wasn't something to be conquered, it was something to be navigated. That's exactly how life works. The more we cling to control, the more we suffer. But letting go doesn't mean doing nothing. It doesn't mean becoming passive or careless. In Buddhism, there's a practice called wu-wei, which means effortless action. It's about moving with life rather than against it, acting with awareness but without being attached to the outcome. Think about it. How often do we tie our happiness to a specific result? Getting that promotion, keeping a relationship, reaching a goal exactly on our timeline. And when life doesn't deliver, we spiral into stress and frustration. But when we loosen our grip and allow things to unfold, We often discover opportunities and peace we could never have forced into existence. The benefit of letting go is profound. Anxiety eases. We begin to live fully in the present instead of obsessing over the future. And even in the middle of uncertainty, we find peace. So, maybe the question isn't, how do I control this? But rather, how can I flow with this? Life is unpredictable. One day everything feels steady, and the next, the ground beneath us shifts. A job loss, a relationship ending, a sudden health scare, or some challenge we never saw coming. Most of us spend so much energy trying to make life safe and predictable. But the truth is, uncertainty is built into the very fabric of existence. Buddhism teaches that peace doesn't come from eliminating uncertainty. It comes from learning to live with it. There's an old story about a monk caught in a violent storm. The wind howled, the rain poured, and the villagers panicked. But the monk sat calmly. When asked if he wasn't afraid of dying, he replied, "If I live, that is life. If I die, that is also life." His serenity came from acceptance, not resistance. Now think about your own journey. How many times have you faced something unexpected that felt devastating in the moment, but later revealed itself as a hidden blessing? Maybe losing a job opened the door to a better career. Maybe a breakup cleared the space for a relationship that truly nourished you. Or maybe a difficult challenge pushed you to discover strengths you didn't even know you had.
The truth is, you've survived 100% of your hardest days so far, and that means you can handle the next one too. Every so-called bad event carries within it the seeds of transformation. Here's a practice. Take a moment to reflect on a past struggle that turned into a blessing. Notice how what once felt like an ending eventually became a new beginning. That reflection is powerful. It builds trust in life, even when the path ahead isn't clear. When we stop fighting uncertainty and instead embrace it, something shifts. We find freedom, we find presence, and even in the storm, we discover a serenity that no circumstance can take away. So the next time life throws the unexpected your way, maybe the question to ask isn't, "Why me?" but, "What gift might this moment be hiding?" Every single experience we go through, especially the painful ones, is part of our awakening. Enlightenment isn't some distant mountaintop reserved only for monks or saints. It's already within us, waiting to be uncovered through the very challenges life places on our path. Most of us, when something difficult happens, immediately ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But what if the better question is, "What can I learn from this?" That shift in perspective changes everything. Suddenly, obstacles stop feeling like punishments and start becoming teachers. Think about a setback you faced. A failed project, a broken relationship, or a moment when life just didn't go the way you planned. At the time, it probably felt like the end of the road. But looking back, can you see how it shaped you? How it strengthened your character, deepened your compassion, or opened your eyes in ways comfort never could? This is the heart of awakening, realizing that nothing is wasted and nothing is random. Even suffering becomes meaningful when we understand it as an invitation to grow. It's like life is constantly molding us, chiseling away what no longer serves, polishing us into who we're truly meant to be. The truth is, the path to awakening isn't about escaping hardship. It's about meeting life fully, with awareness, and allowing every experience, good or bad, to expand us. When we embrace this, even our darkest nights can lead to profound clarity. So the next time you face a challenge, instead of resisting, pause and ask, "What lesson is hidden here for me?" Because in that question lies the doorway to awakening,
The realization that life is not happening against us, but always happening for us. As we come to the end of this journey, I want you to pause and really take this in. Life is not working against you, it's shaping you. Every challenge, every loss, every moment of uncertainty is not just random chaos. It is part of the process that pushes us toward growth and ultimately awakening. Suffering, as painful as it feels, can be a teacher. Chaos, as overwhelming as it seems, can be a guide. Uncertainty, though it unsettles us, is often the very space where transformation begins. When we learn to trust this process, we stop fighting against life and start flowing with it. That's where peace and clarity arise. Remember, every event you've lived through carries a lesson, and together, those lessons form your unique path toward enlightenment. Nothing has been wasted, not a single experience. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Out of everything we've explored today, what lesson spoke to you the most? Was it about letting go of control, finding peace in uncertainty, or seeing obstacles as teachers? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your story might just inspire someone else who needs to hear it. And if you found value in this message, don't forget to hit subscribe. That way, you'll receive more teachings, more reflections, and more reminders that every step you take, even the difficult ones, is part of your awakening.